Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by. Now, here's JP.
All right, good morning and welcome into a Monday edition of the JP Peterson Show. Boy, the Bucs didn't play today or yesterday, so what are we going to talk about? Oh, we got plenty to talk about. We got tons to talk about. We got college football. Oh, my God, what a weekend. What a weekend. I thought Florida was going to pull off the upset. Florida State back in their winning ways. It's taken a long, long time to win an ACC game. Is Mike Norvell back? Did he save his job with a 42-7 demolition of Wake Forest, a good Wake Forest team? So lots to get to. A World Series that had the most incredible finish I think we've ever seen, one of the most dramatic World Series of all time. Orestes Destrade is going to join us at the end of the show to talk about that as well. We got the Lightning with a big win at Utah. So much happening in the NFL. And Nick Geddes is with me this morning as he is each and every Monday from On3 Sports. What's up, partner? How are you?
Yeah, no Buccaneer football, but I'm doing great. And like you mentioned, there was just so much stuff that happened this weekend. It's, it kind of is like it's back page news at this point, but we had an incredible World Series game on Saturday that we got to get into. The college football, all the NFL stuff that we saw. By the way, I hope everybody had a great Halloween on Friday. I feel like
I forgot about that.
Exactly. It feels like it was such an incredible weekend. We forgot Halloween was on Friday. For the first time ever, I felt like a dad for the first time. I think I'm dad in training at the moment. Sat outside in the driveway in a beach chair with an adult beverage in my hand and passed out candy to the children.
That is definitely check that. That's dad stuff right there. That's real dad stuff.
Yeah.
Wait to get the little baby and in case he dresses him up in some onesie costume. That'll be awesome. And then you stand out there and throw candy at people. It's great. I played a little golf on. We opened up our finally got our course open at Palmacia. I played Friday afternoon on a glorious 72-degree day. The greens were absolutely perfect. The fairways were absolutely perfect. Great company. Actually played pretty well for me. And then went home and looked at all the folks running around the neighborhood giving out candy. It was fun. I hope you guys had a great Halloween. We got lots to get into. Where do we even start, Nikki? Where do we even start? I kind of want to start with, since the Bucs didn't play, I kind of want to start with college football. Just because,
let's do it.
This is a football town. It's a football town. And we could start with Lightning
everybody
too,
out. Yeah, everybody outside of USF, I think, in the state played this weekend.
Yeah.
So
and a lot happened. So I think we begin with Florida. And in a game that, I said last week, I said, first of all, take the Gators in the points. And of course they covered. I shouldn't be laughing, but I know there's a lot of mad Georgia people out there. Kirby Smart, do you not know that your boosters who pay your NIL are betting on these games? Do you not know this? So if you didn't see these, so Carson Beck can walk into the end zone at the end. They're up 24-20, right? 24-20.
Talking about Stockton.
Sorry. Yeah. Stockton can walk in.
Carson Beck running into the end zone.
we'll get to him in a minute. Which is why he's at Miami now, and Gunnar Stockton is playing at Georgia. So he could walk in for the touchdown, and he takes a knee. How much time was left? It's like 2 minutes left. 1:48 was left, and Florida was out of time.
Decent amount, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I think it was 1:48 left. So if he scores there, you're up 2 scores. So Florida has to score, touchdown, get the onside kick with no timeouts. I mean, I guess there's a chance, but not a chance. Not a chance, right?
No, there was no chance.
There's no chance. And he takes a knee. And I mean, I can't even imagine if you're, big old, what do they call the big Georgia Bull Gators? What are the big donors called in Georgia? I don't even know. But if you're one of those dudes and you got about, 20 grand on the big game to pay for your suite for the day. And you, woo, Lordy. But anyway, I thought Florida really acquitted themselves well with their new interim coach, Billy Gonzalez. I thought offensively they played pretty well. Lagway still seems, I mean, he's a talent, but he just still seems like he's not right. But even late in the game, they get a field goal in the fourth quarter to go up 20-17. Trace Mack hits a 54-yarder, and the Gators are up 20-17, and they're driving at the 16-yard line. They got a 4th and 1. Now, I think going for it was the right call. I'm going to say that right away. I think going for it there is the right call. You kick a field goal and go up 6. You force them to have to score a touchdown and 4 downs to do it. So it definitely is a go-for-it situation. So I think Gonzalez made the right play. But you got to get it. You got to get it. And they didn't get it. And I may have gone with a little different play selection, but they didn't get it. And Georgia drives, takes the lead. And Florida comes back, and they have a controversial call at the end where it appears to me, at first glance, it did look, the ball bounces up. Lagway rolls out, throws about 50 yards downfield. Sturdivant's wide open behind the defense. And you're like, oh, my God. And he goes down, and the ball's a little short. Sturdivant's got to come back for that a little bit better, I think. He comes back, and the ball kind of looks like it hits the turf. But when you go to replay, it hits his hands. I thought anyway. Yeah. On replay, I thought it hit his arms. And I'm holding my arms like this, and it popped up into his hands. After the game, Gonzalez was asked about it. He said no, but, he doesn't make as much as the head coach, so he doesn't want to get fined by the SEC.
Can't be like Dabo and go off on the officials and get you fined there.
Yeah, when you're wrong, by the way, Dabo. By the way, beat Duke. But so I don't know. I mean, if you're a Florida fan, what do you think? Did you see the play? You want to get in the comments, the chat?
I would be more frustrated with DJ Lagway there, if I'm being completely honest. And granted, I don't want to pile on to DJ Lagway because it just has not been a great season for him. As we expect, like at least we expected he would have at least a good season. It just hasn't been good at all. But I don't know. I guess it's easy for me to sit here and Monday morning quarterback this for sure. And I'm not out there, running for my life away from Georgia's defensive line. I don't know. It felt like he had time maybe to collect himself, maybe set his feet a little bit.
Yeah.
Then try to make that throw completely with his body off the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I might be Monday morning quarterbacking it and nitpicking it.
No.
Maybe. But I don't know. Sturdivant was so wide open.
I agree. I agree with you there. It's a little bit hard to but listen, if you're the athlete that he is, he should be able to get that. Yeah, I agree. But listen, this is a Gator team that's played 5 top 10 teams in 6 weeks. I mean, that's just insane. And they fired their coach, week off, playing Georgia, and you played the number 5 team, right to the end. Had a really good chance to win the game. I don't know if you're a Florida fan, if you could really ask for more than that. And this is a talented team. By the way, Dallas Wilson, who took a targeting shot, is out for the season.
Yeah, so he does maintain his eligibility though, because he only played 4 games, so he's gonna have another 4 years. But
yeah,
we'll see. You can't ever count on him. You don't know.
Unless he gets injured again, he won't need that. I mean, that kid's going to the NFL the first chance he gets. He's got an NFL body. He set the record against Texas for true freshman and with 6 catches, 111 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That dude is from Tampa Bay Tech, by the way.
I'm not surprised though that Florida was in that game. I mean, I think Georgia's a number 5 team in the nation, and they're a really good football team. But I think we would agree this is not the dominant Georgia teams that we saw before. And in the current,
not even close.
In the current state of college football, I don't think any of the teams right now are as dominant as the teams you used to see. I don't think we're going to see a 2022 Georgia, 2019 LSU ever again. And Florida, I mean, I think Florida's better in the trenches than Georgia is.
Yeah,
I think I honestly believe that. I don't think Georgia has the defensive line this year that they've had anywhere close to what they had in recent years.
No,
so that's why it wasn't surprising that Florida was in that football game, because from a talent standpoint, Florida's not too far off from Georgia.
Yeah, this is not the Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Georgia of all. This is not even close. And that's the parity that has come with NIL. You know, the silly thing about it is silly, but we all knew this. But the big programs, I'm not going to just point the finger at SEC. Florida State's been doing this. Ohio State, they've been paying players for a long time, and that's why they've consistently had the best players, just quite frankly. Now that everybody can pay, now you don't have Georgia stacking up 17 five-stars edge rushers. You don't have that anymore. Now they're all spread out all over the country. And the coaching is uniformly good, except at Florida State. Uniformly good everywhere around. So you've got a lot of parity. So no, and this is why, again, it's a weird situation. It's like, I'm not sitting here saying you shouldn't have fired Billy Napier, but that's a good football team. That Florida team is a good football team, but they have a hard time. I think they had a hard time winning games because of Billy Napier and the way he's not a good game coach. And you got to have that in the SEC. You got to have a good play caller. You've got to have a good manager. You've got, that's how you win games. And because a lot of these games are going to be tight games. They're going to be tight. And he wasn't that guy. So you got to go find that guy. And I get that. But, and frankly, if we just get rid of these ridiculous buyouts, firing coaches is not going to be a big deal. And I think that's coming, by the way, at some point. But the same thing exists at Florida State, and we'll get to them in a second. But the bottom line is, if you're a Gator fan right now, and Michael Stover is, by the way, and he says that was a fucking catch. Thank you for that. He also adds, but DJ played like crap nearly 2/3 of the game. Defense kept us in the game. That Florida defense is good, and they've got weapons. And I would put the lack of development of DJ Lagway, is it Billy Napier's fault or is it injuries? I mean, if a kid can't practice and play all off season, how does he get better? Yeah, how does he get better? It's tough to get better week to week playing top 10 teams in the SEC. It's, there's not a whole lot of teaching time going on, and they changed his mechanics. So I still think DJ Lagway and Mike, I'll get your thoughts on that. Mike Stover, you're the big Gator fan here. I still think he's the guy, but is he going to stick around? So many questions that are revolving around all these main programs now.
It depends who the head coach is, obviously. I mean, it all comes down to that. I think you dream about the possibility of Lane Kiffin obviously coming to Florida. And I think Lane Kiffin would want to work with DJ Lagway. I think DJ Lagway would want to play for Lane Kiffin. I mean, why wouldn't you? I mean, Lane Kiffin is making magic right now with a guy who played Division II quarterback last year in Trinidad Chambliss. He got Jackson Dart to the NFL first round pick after he wasn't doing anything at USC, right? So I think the fit there, and I don't want to act like, it's so like a done deal if they're going to get Lane Kiffin, because it's absolutely not. But that's to me the big focus on Florida right now. Like, they got 4 games left in their season. They're 3-5 right now. I actually think Florida has a good shot to get to bowl eligibility for what that matters. I know that wasn't the goal going in, but you look at their remaining schedule, they're going to get Kentucky this weekend. Kentucky squeaked out a win against Auburn, but as we've seen, Auburn's a little bit of a train wreck.
Auburn fires Hugh Freeze.
And then Auburn fires Hugh Freeze. And then they go on the road against Ole Miss. That's going to be a tough football game. But again, I expect Florida to have fight in that one. Then you get Tennessee at home. Tennessee's very vulnerable. They've lost 3 games. They did not look good against Oklahoma in their own place the other night. And you get that at home, like I said.
Their defense is awful.
I think that's a winnable game. And then you get Florida State at the end, also at home.
Very
winnable game as well. So that's the best case scenario I can give to you, is Florida finds a way to win 3 of their next 4 games, gets to 6-6, bowl eligibility. Again, wasn't the goal when you came into the season, but it's something. It's positive momentum. It would show that your team is still together. And I think the performance against Georgia showed you that they're still together, and they're going to try to finish this season strong. And then from there, it's all about who that next hire is. That's the whole focus at Florida.
And the timing thing is the big deal. I mean, Lane is going to take Ole Miss deep in. They may get a first round bye. They may win the SEC. They have a good shot to get to the SEC championship and win it. I think it might be them and A&M, right? So
a lot of competition for that spot.
Yeah. Now, if he gets there, then he's getting a bye. I mean, at what point and he's certainly not going to be entertaining offers while he's coaching Ole Miss into the SEC championship in the playoffs.
Right.
That's not happening. So if you're Florida and you're LSU, you just sitting and let's throw Auburn in the mix now. It ain't like that. They're chump change, right? Yeah. I mean, they have to be in the mix if everybody's going after Lane Kiffin. Auburn's going to dump a crap ton of money at his feet.
But here's the thing. In 2022, Auburn wanted Lane Kiffin, if you recall. And Lane Kiffin turned them down. So if he didn't deem in 2022 that Auburn was a step up from Ole Miss, why in the world in 2025 would he even consider it? I don't think
dump
Auburn,
truck of cash, and I don't think money is going to play into this at all. To be honest with you, knowing a little bit about Lane and where he's at right now in his life, he's got more money than he'll ever be able to spend right now, and can name it a number. Ole Miss is not going to say no. If somebody says, "Hey, we're going to pay him 12," Ole Miss is going to say, "Okay, fine, we'll pay him 12." Doesn't matter. They got SEC money. And they've got, they don't have the boosters of some of these other ones, but they're not going to let him go.
What I find fascinating is, though, you've seen like coaches who have been in the talks about getting other jobs, whether it's Kurt Cignetti, whether it's Matt Rule, whether it's Rhett Lashley. All of those coaches signed extensions with their programs, taking themselves out of the running for these jobs.
Yeah.
Ole Miss's AD said 2 weeks ago that they wanted to do something similar to what Indiana did with Cignetti, and they were eyeing that. Well, 2 weeks have gone by, and there hasn't been any.
And that's going to happen. Of course, that's going to happen.
It hasn't happened, though. So I'm saying, like, until it happens, Lane's name is going to be out there at the forefront of all of these coaching searches, and I think he is literally the domino here of how all these coaching searches are going to fall. But to your point, if he runs the table here the rest of the regular season, which is very doable for them, and they finish 11-1, get to the SEC championship, get to the playoff, win a playoff game, does he say, you know what, that's as far as I can take it? Or does he go, you know what, we're still building, let me continue to stay here and see if I can win one more game or two more games?
Yeah. I mean, the old paradigms of LSU, Florida, Auburn being, the big dogs in the SEC, those days are over, and I don't mean, and that's not to diminish the programs at all, but it's like, why are these jobs better? In the old days, you'd say it's Oxford, it's Ole Miss, nobody wants to be there. But right now, way less pressure. You're never going to get fired. You go to Florida and you win 9 games a year with that ridiculous schedule, they're going to fire you in 3 years, and now you're moving your family again.
Yeah.
And who was it? Nathan Elliott said, "Why I would be shocked if Lane went to Florida. Why? He has a good thing going for him. He can contribute to build the program and eventually retire where he is. There's very little pressure." Absolutely. Totally agree. Now, I will say this. Florida is a place where he has always wanted to coach. Growing up, he's a big Steve Spurrier fan. Of course, you grow up and those feelings change. I know I've been told that Texas is his dream job. And if Sark leaves for the NFL, which there's a lot of smoke around that, he may be waiting for the Texas job to come open, and he would know. Like Sark and he coached together at Alabama, so they're tight. If Sark said, "Hey man, I got to deal with the Titans," or wherever the hell he wants to go off the NL, Texas is going to be open. And then his agent is already talking to, that deal could already be done. Seriously, that deal could already be done.
And
we don't know. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it could be.
And everything that we saw over the last 7 or so days at LSU.
Who the heck wants to go there?
They don't have a president. They don't have an AD. The governor there, who seems a little unhinged, maybe is the right word to say. And especially his rhetoric on college football and Jimmy Sexton and all this stuff is just a little too much for me. Does that seem like an inviting? When you have
choices, why get into that?
Yeah. Does that seem like an inviting atmosphere for you? I don't know.
It's like marrying into a family with a crazy ex, 2 alcoholic stepkids. It's like, no, I want no part of that. I have better options.
Yeah, and the governor explicitly calling out Jimmy Sexton for basically ruining college football, and that's
he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong though.
He's not wrong on that one, but is that the smartest pitch if you're trying to get Lane Kiffin? Like, I don't know.
No, not. And again, we blame Jimmy Sexton. He's just doing his job. He's taking advantage of the rules the way they are. So he's not the devil. But the devil is the fact that we've allowed this system to exist as it is. They could have easily put in parameters for buyouts and contracts and be done with it, and that's what they need to do. All right, so let's kind of we're kind of going all around college football because it affects FSU, UF, Miami, USF, affects everybody. Because guess what? All these coaches now are being taken off the board. Who's left? I said I wouldn't talk about that, but you know what I'm talking about. So it affects everybody. And so now let's transition to Florida State. You know, I feel that Mike Norvell's days there are numbered. And I certainly felt that way before this weekend. But wait a minute. The Mike Norvell PR campaign has begun.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, am I being a little cynical here, Nick? When Castellanos and now Edwin Joseph, who screwed up, what's that?
Earl Little as well.
Earl Little. All these players now are suddenly loving on Mike Norvell. Oh, he's our guy. He's my man. We wouldn't be anything without our coach. Where was this? We had to wait to win a game to say this? Where? I don't even remember hearing that after the Alabama win. I mean, all of this, I mean, it's not just, hey, we like our coach. It's like, oh, he's my man. It's not about me. It's my love for him. It's like, I'm like, and it seems very contrived. That after the win, that all the players are running to the microphones to say how much they like Mike Norvell. Am I wrong? Am I just being an old cynical old man here? That my BS meter is going woo woo.
No, I found it very interesting. And all of a sudden, Edwin Joseph is going on Twitter, and that's my coach, and it's heat of the moment. It's all that stuff. We love him. Castellanos did the same thing, or Little did the same thing. Like the team leaders are all of a sudden rallying around him, and I mean, it's just interesting, right? It really is. Yeah. And I think what's more frustrating, it's like Florida State is just like one of the hardest teams to figure out at this point. JP,
yeah.
If you would agree, like this team has proven they're capable of bullying Alabama, who has bullied everybody else they've played this year.
That's right.
They're also capable of losing to Stanford. And then they're capable of getting off the mat. And then they're capable of getting off the mat and coming back home with all the noise that happened over the last 2 weeks and absolutely throttling Wake Forest, who was 5-2 coming in and beat SMU the week prior, who just beat Miami. Right.
Yeah.
And Florida State, as we sit here today, has the number one offense in college football, which is a staggering thing to say.
If you take out the two games against East Tennessee, West Texas State, whatever, A&M Commerce and Kent State, I think those numbers would be a little bit different.
They are inflated, but nobody's put 31 on Alabama. Nobody's put 45 on Virginia. Nobody's put 45 on Wake Forest. Like it's just
that's right.
It's just odd. They're just hard to figure out. Like it's just Jekyll and Hyde with this team. You just never know which one you're going to get. And it looks like they're still together after this week. And it seemed like the fan base that was there at the stadium, which it was a better turnout than I was anticipating. The other night, by the way,
great homecoming crowd. Great homecoming crowd.
And he walks off the field with the students and the crowd cheering him. So I can't make sense of everything that's happening there right now.
Yeah, it's a little bizarre. It's a little bizarre. And 14-0, I'm watching the game. 14-0, and Wake Forest has had a couple of big plays called back. Right, so this is still very much a game, and I'm still very nervous. Like, what are we going to do now? So FSU is at I think it was the minus 40-yard line. The minus 40, maybe. Anyway, 4th and 7, maybe. I'm sorry. I should have the exact numbers here. But anyway, in midfield, 4th down, you're up 14-0, right? Punt the effing ball. Punt the effing ball. Your defense is playing great. You don't make the 4th down, another crappy Castellanos run around stupid play. You don't make and you hand the ball to Wake Forest. Now you get a lucky turnover at the end, so they don't score. But that's another brutal game call by Mike Norvell. Stupid. Nobody will talk about it because they went on to win 42-7. But that's the same idiotic calls he's been making forever. He doesn't know how to manage games. I don't want to come on here and rip Mike Norvell on a game after he wins 42-7, but I know everybody's going to be, the pom-poms are going to be out and everybody, the players love him. And I would love to jump on that bandwagon. I really would.
I can't. You can't overreact to one game.
Right.
You just can't overreact to one game like that. The Stanford game to me is too big of a scar. Like that was
absolutely.
Like the Pitt game was like personally my breaking point. Now, granted, we've discovered that Pitt, ever since they've gone to Mason Heinschel, their true freshman quarterback, Pitt's just running up the score up on everybody right now. So maybe you get a little bit of a pass
it's not like
there.
This guy's Dan Marino, but evidently I was wrong.
Like Virginia continues to win games. They're 8-1, number 12 team in the nation. The difference between you and them was a bobbled catch in the end zone by Deuce Robinson. So maybe I should cut you. Maybe I should cut you some slack there. In Miami, you started so slow, you got out talented, whatever. But that Stanford game, there is no defending that. There is no coming to grips with that. So it's like everything else they do just seems so tainted to me.
Yeah, I agree.
And everything that happened last year.
Yeah. 2-10 still exists. 2-10 still exists. And so to your point, the ridiculous inconsistencies in their play. And you watched the Wake Forest game. Wake Forest made a lot of stupid mistakes. A lot of stupid mistakes. They didn't show up to play, which is weird because they're well coached and just it was weird. But you did what you did. And it's almost more of an indictment of the Stanford loss. If you can do that to a good Wake Forest team, for those of you who think, it's Wake Forest. No, Wake Forest is 5-2. To your point, you laid out their resume. They're a decent football team. It's a decent football team, and especially defensively. And you just that's what you did to them. And you beat Alabama. And you fucking lose to Stanford with their third string quarterback and all these other backups, and they're a terrible team in every regard.
Yeah,
come on.
What I'll give Mike and his staff credit for, though, is you did see there was a little bit of a youth movement in this game.
Yes, Sam Singleton. Started the game and a running back.
Sam Singleton, who hadn't gotten a carry since Miami, and he only had one carry in that football game, starts the game. Gavin Sawchuk is in the background. Squirrel White did not start at receiver for this football game, right? So they went a little bit of a youth movement. Sam Singleton was interesting to me because you would assume if they were going to go youth movement, well, they're just going to give those carries to Croma. Right. I will disagree with the usage of Usman Croma in this football game. I don't think he got a carry.
Was weird.
He did not get a carry until the fourth quarter, I believe. And let me tell you right now, if you're asking for a guy to hit the transfer portal after the season, you're doing a pretty good job there. That I don't agree with, because as much as Sam Singleton played well, he's not the caliber of a player that Usman Croma is. So that was a little weird. But in general, I like the sort of youth movement that they sort of displayed in that football game.
No, that was like, that was weird. I didn't understand that. But let me just say this, and we're not there, and I have no inkling of this at all, but maybe there's something in the background that happened that was somewhat of a discip thing. And if it was, then that's okay.
Well, Croma's also had a little bit of
accountability is something that.
Yeah, I was going to say Croma's also had a little bit of a fumbling issue this year, so maybe that was part of it too.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I still feel like
those
guy
fumbles
has a lot
have been
of talent.
big. These two fumbles that they've had. Oh God, yes, he's their highest ranked recruit in forever. So listen, there's a lot going on at FSU, and it's, what it all adds up to? Limbo. It's limbo. Mm-hmm. You don't know who the coach is going to be. You don't know who the freaking team is going to be week to week. And now it's the disappointment bowl next week at Clemson. Right?
Oh my gosh. The optics of
who's
this.
Who's the more disappointing team?
Oh, well, it's Clemson. But the optics of this is Florida State and Clemson suing the ACC and then trying to use the argument of, well, we get the highest ratings in the conference, so we should get more of the money. And this game between FSU and Clemson in November, which used to decide who was going to go to the conference championship game once upon a time, is on the ACC network. The ACC network does not even qualify for the Nielsen ratings, folks. So the ACC is literally trying to hide this game from you. It's happening.
That's a little weird.
But we don't.
That's a little
we don't
weird.
want you to know that it's happening. These two teams are going to play their football game on the ACC network. It's going to be like the 50th best game of the slate. Hide your eyes. Don't watch this.
But that's a little weird, Nick, to be honest with you. And that's the conference deciding that. So the less ratings, the less money they have to pay Florida State and Clemson. So if this game were, and it's still going to get huge viewership because of the two fan bases, but it's going to be harder to find. Yeah, that's a little weird. And I don't want to get into the weeds on that, but that seems like a retribution, and maybe a lot of these calls that are going against Florida State and Clemson have a little bit to do with that as well. It's interesting. The SEC, they got it right. They know Georgia's number 5. They know Florida's not going anywhere, right? That Sturdivant call, I'm just too cynical. I'm too cynical. And this is where you see this all the time. The SEC always protects their major branded teams in terms of the officiating of the game. Rarely will you see those upsets that are based around a couple of calls. When it comes down to if it's a 50-50 call and it's Georgia or Florida in this situation and one team's number 5, you can bet your ass which way that call is going to go, because that's how they do it in the SEC. The ACC, they do it the opposite, because they have issues with FSU and they have issues with Clemson. That's just a way, in my opinion, in my jaded conspiratorial opinion, it happens too much. But anyway, this is where we are with the logo. Now we get to USF, who has a huge game against UTSA this Thursday night. Everybody needs to be there. Let's pack Raymond James Stadium on a Thursday night. This is a huge game for USF. They got UTSA's coming off a throttling of Tulane. It's a big, big game, and they need a home field atmosphere. They need a home field advantage. Let's give it to them. By the way, the basketball team's opening up tonight against FAMU and Charlie Ward.
Yes.
I'm going to have to try to get out there tonight to see him and see USF basketball.
This was a good weekend, though, for USF. Even
yes,
though they
it was.
did not play a football game. Tulane. I mean, goodness gracious, they get dominated by UTSA on Thursday night, and then so that basically takes Tulane. Tulane's only got the one conference loss, so theoretically they're still in the hunt for conference championship, but they need a lot of help. And then North Texas goes ahead and takes care of business of Navy. And that's really beneficial to USF because USF plays Navy here in a couple of weeks.
Yep.
And USF has the win over North Texas convincingly. So I believe if those two teams were to finish with the same record and everything, conference loss, all that, I think USF gets the tiebreaker, I would assume.
If it's head-to-head, but you got so many teams with one loss now.
Right.
They're all going to play each other over the next couple of weeks. So
you got 16. Yeah, you got 6 teams right now with one loss in the conference. The other one is East Carolina, who has 1 loss, but I don't really think they're probably going to be a factor. So it's probably going to be some combination of Navy, Memphis, North Texas, USF, and Tulane. 2 of those teams are going to be playing in your conference championship. But USF needed some help, and in one weekend they got all of it.
Right, and I think it may go to highest ranked at some point to host the game. And USF still has those 2 top 25 wins banked. And by the way, Boise State's doing okay. So you got that Boise State and that UF win, which will always be, it's a top 20. They're both top 25 wins when you played them. It's the way it is. The Gators, listen, are the Gators a top 25 team? You almost beat Georgia on a neutral field. You beat Texas. They're a good football team. They're a good
top
football
25
team.
Talent.
They sure as shit got top 25 talent, no question about it. So it's all, and then we get to Miami.
Oh man,
it's November, right? Yeah, Miami in November. I mean, did you see the graphic they put up of Miami in September and October, and then November? Their winning percentage is like 289 in November.
They are 4-11. In November and December, and they're 24-7 from August to October.
Nicky numbers. I knew you have the numbers. How about that? How about what holy choking shit is that? I mean, I watched a good bit of that SMU game. And first of all, SMU is a good football team. They're a good football team, and Rhett Lashley knows how to win. And they come back in overtime. They get to overtime, and then they win it in OT. horrible interception by Carson Beck, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Oh, you are.
Yeah. I mean, it's Miami. Miami's going to Miami. And it happens every November.
I thought they were better than this, man. I really did. Like, I got to be honest. I was drinking the Miami Kool-Aid this year. I thought
the talent is undeniable. Look at that. Their two rush ends are going to be both going to top 5. Mesidor and Bain are going to be like top 5 picks.
Yeah.
Their entire receiving core by the time Malachi Toney gets to freaking NFL, they're all going to be first rounders. I mean, there is so much freaking talent on that team.
Yeah, it's 2 years in a row of this. Like, that's the thing that's so like disappointing. This is 2 years in a row that you are squandering the best Miami teams that we have seen in over 20 years. I don't think I'm stepping out of bounds by saying that.
No.
Like, that's what Mario Cristobal's working with here.
And one of those teams, you lost the game because you didn't take a knee against Georgia Tech. All you have to do is take a knee to win the game. You can't do that. That's the second time Cristobal's done that in his career. You never escape that. That just shows a lack of something. A lack of something.
And as much as I believed in Miami, this was an obvious game to pick an upset and take SMU, because this is the first time that everybody's talking about. It's the first time Miami was leaving the state of Florida, which is ridiculous how the schedule fell for them. Right. And then you're going to SMU. SMU's coming off a bad loss to Wake Forest where they did not play well, right? They scored 12 points, so they have that motivating factor to get back into it. Rhett Lashley signs the extension, committing himself to SMU, so that's plus points for everybody. I think that uplifts your program when you know that, our coach is not going anywhere. He's staying put.
And Kevin Jennings is a better quarterback than Carson Beck.
Right? And that game's playing at noon. It's bad weather. It's like 50 degrees outside. This puts Miami in a compromising situation. How are they going to react?
I had SMU at 9 points, by the way. That was a gift.
How are they going to handle that? And true Miami fashion, they find a way to fold. And now here we sit here today. I don't even think Miami has a path to get to the ACC championship game now.
I heard somebody say, they're not getting to the ACC championship. No, but I heard somebody say, well, they went out at 10-2. No. If they went out at 10-2 and don't have a chance to go to a conference championship game and get another win, no, they got nothing. They're dead in the water. They're dead in the water because your Florida State win means very little unless they turn it around.
Miami. And by the way, I'm not convinced Miami's going to go undefeated to end the season.
No,
because they end the season on the road against Pitt.
Yeah,
it's going to be cold as hell up there. For Miami to play. Yeah. And as I've mentioned, Pitt has not dropped a football game since Mason Heinzel has been inserted as the starting quarterback. And they're running it up on everybody.
How about that? I tell you what, this has been and will be the most exciting, parity-driven college football season in my lifetime. Because as we sit here today, and we're going to get the lowdown on Ohio State from all our FanStream Sports Ohio people this week. Ohio State looks good. They look good, but come on. Was it 17-14 against Penn State at the half at home? Now, I know they ran it up in the second half. What was the final? 38-17, something like that? Yeah. I mean, but still, Penn State's not a good football team. They're floundering. So how good is Ohio State? And I listen, I don't want to piss on Indiana, but come on.
No, hold on. I think I got to tell you, JP, though, you're seeing it across college football, all this parity. All of these really good teams every week are in dogfights. Every week. Georgia's in a dogfight every week. Alabama's in a dogfight every week. A&M to a little lesser extent, but A&M has been in a couple dogfights this year. Ohio State, not really in many dogfights, but they haven't really played the toughest of schedules, the way things have fallen for them. Every week that goes by, Indiana, its opponent, road, home, doesn't matter. 48-10 is the final score, something of that nature. They are pounding teams. And by the way, winning by 10 on the road against Oregon, that's a blowout.
That's something.
When you
That's
win
a
by
thing.
10 on the road at Oregon, that qualifies to me as basically a blowout. They controlled that entire football game.
Yeah, their defense
Indiana has a strong case to be the best team in the nation right now, in my opinion.
Yeah. And Mendoza at quarterback is playing really, really well. Yeah, I don't know. But I still think, remember, I'm going to go back to last year's playoff. They, so until I know, but until Indiana gets, I don't know. But I'm just saying, there is no dominant team out there right now. So it is up for grabs. It is up for grabs. Yeah, and I do sit here and say, God damn it, FSU, you should have won at Virginia. You gave that game away. You should have beat Pitt. And if they woulda, coulda, shoulda, here I sit here. But you lost to Stanford. You lost to freaking Stanford. All right, let's take a break. We're a little long here early. We could talk college football all day now. We got to get to some Buck stuff. We got to get to World Series. We got to get to Lightning as well. So lots to get to. Whatever you guys want to bring up in the chat, we'll get to your comments next. A lot of good comments coming in. We're brought to you by the Jeeves Law Group, JEEVES, lawgroup.com. They are local, they are trusted, and they get results. If you're involved in an accident, don't be silly. Call the Jeeves Law Group. Get a free case evaluation, whatever your issue is legally. Get a free case evaluation. Give them a call. Let's go to the website, jeeveslawgroup.com, and they will take care of you. Not attorney spokesman, offices Tampa and St. Pete. And the great folks at Genesis of Tampa, we are still taking donations for the Jamaican hurricane relief. They've asked you to go on Amazon.com, buy some of those MREs. This is the best way to help the people down there. Buy the MREs and have them shipped to Genesis of Tampa. You don't have to ship them to Jamaica. And you'll know every one of these meals is going to go to someone desperately in need. Gray Bull Rescue is going to fly everything down there. If you want to bring stuff by Genesis of Tampa, do that as well. You got some extra clothes, all those things. Just bring them over to Genesis of Tampa. We'll take care of getting them to Jamaica. 801 East Bears Avenue, just off of 275, Genesis of Tampa. Oh, by the way, if you buy a new car, no payments until 2026. Genesis of Tampa. Back in 3. Stay with us. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week. So go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for Riveters, our new official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. And just like our show, no BS, no corporate chain feel, just amazing, authentic folks serving great comfort food in a casual atmosphere at unheard of prices. Riveters is located just south of Raymond James and Steinbrenner Field on Dale Mabry, walking distance to the park, so free parking, great place for pregame and postgame. Let's talk about fresh food. Nothing is frozen. Burgers, wings, prime rib, roasted fresh daily, never frozen. That makes a huge difference. The mahi, the salmon, also super fresh. All our sauces are original recipes made in-house. Our Warhawk chili and fully loaded potato soup is made fresh in-house. It's the best food anywhere, served by people who actually care. Riveters on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of where the Bucks and Rays play. We'll see you there. Are you looking to renovate your home, rebuild after the hurricanes, or build your dream home from scratch? Well, let me tell you about my friend Jason Fawcett and On-Site Construction. They have over 1,450 satisfied clients, 25 years of experience, over 500 designs, and a talented team of over 40 construction professionals. They believe building something exceptional begins by truly focusing on all the details, even the smallest ones. We understand that construction can be a daunting process, and we're here to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible. Quality is non-negotiable at on-site construction. We use the finest materials, employ the most skilled tradespeople, and adhere to the highest industry standards to deliver a product we're proud of and that you're going to love. Our project management is meticulous with a focus on completing projects on time and on budget. Your happiness is our primary driver. So give us a call at 813-579-5789 or check out our incredible website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at Riveters. Had a big Halloween Eve there, big costume contest, and they have really exploded as the place to go watch games here in the Tampa area, South Tampa area, especially just south of Ray J. If you are heading over to a Bucks game, USF game on Thursday, get there early for the Riveters pregame. 3 to 7 is the incredible happy hour. You get $3 beers, domestic beers, $5 wells, and the food is just fantastic. The happy hour prices on food, fantastic. You can get 8 wings for $8. It's all over there at Riveters, and the food is fantastic. We were there for lunch the other day, got the prime rib sandwich and the mashed potatoes. And, when they make those mashed potatoes, they make them with the red potatoes. So you get the little chunks of the red potato in there. That's how you know it's fresh and not coming out of some powder. It is absolutely fantastic. They take great care of the food at Riveters. So if you want good food when you go to watch your games, that's a place to be. And the wings are just insanely good. Insanely good. So check it out, Riveters, just north of 275 there on Del Mabry, just south of the stadium. The new mega complex, as it's our mega sports complex, when the Rays build over at HCC, it's going to be amazing. What you say? Is that a done deal? No, it's not a done deal yet, but all signs are pointing towards that. Which, by the way, so let's throw in a little baseball here before we get to the comments. We had somebody in here say, forget who it was. It was a little tough to watch Glasgow. Here it is. Lonnie Wilkins, our baseball fan. Glasnow and Snell holding the World Series trophy together stung a little bit. It just really is, emblematic of what's wrong with Major League Baseball. I don't want to get into that after such a great World Series, but the Dodgers spending almost $500 million on players and luxury tax and salaries compared to what the Rays spend. It's kind of ridiculous. It's gotten ridiculous at this point.
I mean, but everybody's going to say like, oh, we need a salary cap. No, we need a salary floor. I don't want to restrict teams from spending if they want to do that. The Dodgers, I know that they're an easy target for everybody to go after because of all the talent they've acquired. Good on them. Yeah. I mean, everybody else needed to step up to the plate if they wanted to. Right. Everybody knew what the rules were, and everybody knew what the Dodgers were doing. And I just find it a little fascinating too. Like, it was going to be easier to stomach for everybody if, let me check my notes, the 5th highest payroll in baseball in the Toronto Blue Jays beat the highest payroll in baseball, or the 2nd highest payroll baseball, whatever it is, Dodgers or Mets. Like, that was going to make it more palatable for you if the 5th highest payroll team won. Like, give me a break. No, all the other owners who have the money and can figure it out if they want to can do something about it, and they chose not to. And so you get the Dodgers having this all-time roster.
Yeah, and it's going the other way, by the way. So with the hiring of Rays talent all over baseball in the managerial and GM positions, these owners are saying, well, I want to do what the Rays are doing. What is that? Win regular season games? No, make a ton of money. I want to learn how to keep a low payroll, take all my money, my general fund money that I get, $100 million plus for Major League Baseball. We don't know the exact numbers, but the estimates are that each team in the general fund gets about $100 plus $1 million, and that goes up every year. And that's before you sell a ticket. And if you're the Rays, you get another $60 million at least in revenue sharing. So yeah, the Rays are getting $160 million guaranteed every year in money from Major League Baseball, and they were spending about 90 with player costs and everything. Spending 30%, 33% of what they take in revenue on players. And you want people to say, oh, we're a small market team. No, we're not. And this goes around. This is what's going on around the league. Everybody wants to do this now. Put the money in your pocket. Don't pay the players because you can't keep up with the big boys anyway. Might as well just win regular season games. Because if you notice, there's big time players that are stepping up, the guys that make all the money in the postseason. Not exclusively, but for the most part. But anyway, that's the downside of baseball. Let's talk about what we just saw in the World Series. I mean, the drama in Game 7, I could go back to any one of 10 plays. 10 plays. The catch that Pages makes is Kiki Hernandez is stumbling backwards, and you're just like, if you're in the building, if you're in Toronto, was this Game 7? Was this Game 7? Game 6 and Game 7.
This was Game 7. Yeah. And
it was the winning. If he doesn't catch that ball, Toronto wins the World Series. I just remember that part. And he's stumbling and bumbling. I'm like, this ball's going to either hit the wall or go over the wall. And then out of nowhere, Pages comes in and just reaches over him and grabs the ball. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? And then 1 out, top of the 9th, Toronto up, 4-3 at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Rojas comes up to pinch hit.
Miguel Rojas, 36-year-old Miguel Rojas, who averages like a home run or something every 80 at bats or something like that.
Are you kidding me? And he hits one. I'm like, no way. And it goes out. And we're going to extras. And then the bottom of the 9th, they had a chance to win it. They had bases loaded, 1 out. By the way,
that was the Pages. Was that the Pages inning?
I think that was the bottom of the 9th. And then who was the bottom of the 10th? Kiner Falefa on third. And he gets about a 3-step secondary lead. Are you kidding me? And he's out at the plate. So if he scores, and this is with 1 out, bases loaded, 1 out, infield in, and Kiner Falefa's on third. I believe he was running for Bo Bichette, I think. Okay, You can see this. You could see this. You guys catch me up on the details here if I'm screwing it up. A lot went on this weekend. You see the freeze frame of him. He's literally 3 steps off third base, bro, when the pitch has already been made. You should be secondary lead moving towards home plate. If that ball is if there's contact made, you're scoring. And you should be running. You freeze frame when that ball is just put into play. He's still standing still at third base. You should be halfway down the line. Not halfway, because then if he misses it, the catcher throws the third. But the third baseman is well off the bag and in front. For him to even get back to third, if the catcher does see you off third, he's got to make a great play to get by. Bottom line is you should be at least 7 to 8 steps off that bag and moving forward towards home plate. And you're out by this much? I mean, that is a catastrophic mental error.
Probably shouldn't slide. Also going into home, if he runs straight through, he probably is safe. And that, by the way, that's to win the World Series, because all this stuff you're talking about, I had to go double check. I thought it was. This all happened in the bottom of the 9th. Remember, that inning started with Vladimir Guerrero coming up to the plate, and Vlad missed it by just like that. Just enough on the end of the bat that he hits it to the warning track. And that was going to be one of the great moments in the history of Major League Baseball if Vlad Guerrero had hit a walk-off home run in that moment. And I was honestly rooting. I was honestly rooting for it. It wasn't to be. But then, to your point, the whole play, the Kiner Falefa play where he gets thrown out at home, that's also Miguel Rojas who makes an incredible play where he like stumbles backwards and he's like completely off balance, and he has to make the most perfect throw in that moment.
Yeah.
And he does. But you also had the added drama of Will Smith's foot coming off the bag and then him having to get it back on while Connor Falefa's
if they would have overturned that to win the World Series, I would have been so pissed off.
That would have been the most anticlimactic ending to an unbelievable World Series. And then after that, I mean, here comes Clement up to the plate, who has like the most hits in like the history of Major League Baseball in one postseason. And hits it all the way to the track. And like you mentioned, Kike is stumbling and bumbling over himself out there. And Paez runs from like 200 yards away or something crazy.
He wasn't even in the frame.
200 feet away or whatever. and he just had gotten into the game on that play. Like he was on the bench. And he comes out and makes that play. I mean, that's the incredible part of this is the two guys who saved that game for them. Miguel Rojas, number one, who had not played since the divisional series. Dave Roberts had a hunch going into Game 6. And put him in there, and he was clutch as hell on defense in Game 6, and then again in Game 7, and got the home run to tie it. And then Paez, who was benched, comes in that moment and makes that catch.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you talk about using your entire roster to win.
There's not an analytics page in the world that had Dave Roberts making those two moves. That's gut baseball.
And I'm happy for Dave Roberts, because I think everybody has looked at the Dodgers' success under him and goes, well, look at the roster. Anybody can manage that team. Yeah. Dave Roberts had to make a lot of big-time calls in this series. And Dave Roberts hit the nail on the head on every decision, from Rojas to the defensive changes he had to going
How about
to
all
Yamamoto,
the pitching changes? Yeah,
going to Yamamoto on 0 days rest after he just threw 100 pitches after earlier in the series, he threw a complete game shutout. To go with him for not 1, not 2, but 3 innings, trusting him to get that done.
That ain't in the analytics book.
No.
And we're taking out our dominating starting pitcher in Game 6 because the analytics book says he can't do go 3 times through the order.
Literally. I say all that though. I think this was just that was as crushing as a defeat as you can get for Toronto. And I feel like Toronto, like this is as much about them as it is about the Dodgers. The Dodgers hit 203 in this series. They hit 203. The Blue Jays outscored them by 8 runs. And I can't tell you how many countless times they had the Dodgers on the ropes. But what is the saying? You got to cut the head.
Yeah.
You got to go for the head.
To be the man, you got to beat the man.
The Blue Jays had every opportunity to go for the head and kill the Dodgers once and for good. And they just kept going jab, jab, jab. They could never finish the shot. And the Dodgers, a team like that just has so many different ways and so many different players they could throw at you. You just gave them too many chances. That's really all it came down to.
And I don't absent the Connor Falefa play, was there another play that you said, oh, you blew it? I don't know.
Game 6, that 9th inning was pretty tragic for the Blue Jays, where they had the bases loaded with 1 out, down 3-1, and there's a soft liner to left field, and I think it was Barger or whoever that is like completely halfway down the line. I don't know why he thought that ball was going to drop, and he gets doubled off there, and that's how you lose that game.
Yeah,
like that was a big moment.
Barger, King High School, by the way, was almost the hero of this World Series. Dante Bichette, Lakewood High School, was almost the hero of this World Series with his 3-run home run in Game 7. I mean, by the way, bring him home. There were just so many moments, so many dramatic moments in this World Series that and we go back to Game 3, the 18-inning game. Shohei Ohtani. I mean, just what a series. What a series.
Yeah. And how about this?
Baseball? Go ahead.
You finish your thought.
I was just going to say baseball is in a great spot. It could be. I think the changes they've made to the game, the pitch clock, all this stuff, brilliant. The extra innings, ghost runner, I'm for that as well. Not in playoffs, as we see, but regular season, let's get a winner and let's do it fast. Games are long enough. All these changes that they've made that the purists said would be awful for the game are better for the game. Getting rid of the shifts, better for the game. Everything they've done, better for the game. And it's the most athletic baseball's ever been. It's the most athletic we've seen, that what we're seeing in terms of the catches in the outfield and the base running and the speed and the power in this game, never been better. Now let's
pitching.
fix the
Unreal.
financial structure. A fit pitching credit. Let's fix the financial structure of this game so that everybody can be in the game. The brilliance of the NFL is every market at the beginning of the season thinks they can win, almost every market. And if not this year, you're not too far away. Look what the Colts have done in 1 year. If they change playoff teams, half the playoff teams are different every single year in the NFL, and it's because of the financial structure and the parity that they've built into the game with the drafting and the scheduling and all that. Now, baseball, you're going to expand to 32 franchises soon. Let's keep every franchise in the game. Let's not have, at April 1, 2/3 of your teams have no chance. No chance. None. They might make a run and it's in the regular season, but they have no chance in the postseason. None. So fix it. And it's not hard. This is not hard. A salary floor and a salary cap. And you can, the players union just needs to understand this players union that's supposed to be the strongest in sports is making 47% of the total revenues. Whereas the other leagues are at 55, 60%. And they have salary caps and salary floors and everybody's spending to the cap. So fix your finances. And it's not hard to do. And the union can do this if they're smart, but the union is not smart. It's just, it's power grab. Be smarter, Tony Clark, and get more money for everybody and make so your game has a level playing field for every franchise, which will produce more money. If 2/3 of your franchises are out of it by August 1st, attendance goes down, money goes down. You keep everybody in it for an extra 2 months, attendance goes up, money goes up for everybody. So that's what the NFL does. So be smarter.
What I pray that doesn't happen is I need the MLB and the MLBPA. Do not screw this up, because what is looming is the CBA is up next December.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna.
And I have a strong feeling that there's going to be some type of work stoppage again, like there was 3 years ago. And because these two sides seem to be really dug in on how they feel the future of this game should be from all the financial stuff that you're saying. I know the players absolutely do not want a salary cap whatsoever.
Right.
I don't want a salary cap. I want a salary floor. But baseball
I want
is
both. Why can't we have both?
Maybe that'll happen. But I have a strong feeling the MLBPA is going to dig their heels in pretty well on that one. So that's what scares me.
Stupid.
But I don't want them to ruin the momentum that this sport has, because I am tired of hearing about baseball being a dying sport, baseball with this old fan base, all this stuff that you hear from all this nonsense that unironically the people on ESPN who, are supposed to be they're supposed to be the ones that had the rights to MLB. Yeah. They don't, to me, they just do a horrible job of promoting the game and talking it up. This morning, the ratings came out. I don't know if you've seen the ratings for this game, JP.
No.
Have you seen them?
No.
26 million people watched Game 7 on Saturday night.
Wow.
The highest viewed baseball game since the 2017 World Series Game 7 between the Astros and Dodgers, I believe. 26 million people on a Saturday night during college football season.
Yeah.
And by the way, it checked out, because I was basically on Twitter for much of the end of that World Series game, just, seeing what everybody was saying. I felt like everybody was talking about that game. People who you wouldn't even think that were baseball fans. Everybody was talking about that game on Twitter.
My wife was watching baseball.
Yeah, like nobody was watching college football on Saturday night. Yeah. They were watching the World Series because the drama was so good. You just could not turn that game off. And when baseball drama is better than any drama in any other sport. I don't care. I think hockey maybe can rival that. A big overtime game in the playoffs is certainly right there. But baseball drama, and in a way, JP, like I love, like during the regular season, like, we have the pitch clock, we have all these things to like keep the game moving. I really enjoy that when the playoffs come, all that stuff goes away and the game breathes. Yeah. And you have these long games, like 3 hours, 4 hours, and nobody's complaining because everybody wanted more baseball. That's how this World Series was so good.
The players are still playing at the pace, which is good.
They are, but it lets the drama breathe, and it's a good sign for the league that when Game 7 ends, the reaction is, I want more of that. I'm sad that baseball just ended. And usually we don't feel that way. We're always like, oh, we have football, we have hockey, we have basketball. No, people want to watch more baseball. And that's
for the
the
first
sign
time,
that you're in a good spot.
People stopped and said, I'm watching Game 7 tonight, And it wasn't even, the Dodgers are a marquee team. I wouldn't call the Blue Jays that. It wasn't a classic Dodgers-Yankees matchup. It was about the game. And the games were so good that people wanted to watch. They wanted to watch. And it was magic. Yeah. But baseball, screw it up. They'll lock out in 27. And it'll be the dumbest thing ever. And it'll be a terrible economy. And people will be like, you millionaires and billionaires are arguing over this money. Get the hell out of here. And if they do that, they're morons. They are morons. And they're greedy morons.
And it also doesn't hurt that right now we are living in the time of Shohei Ohtani, and we're blessed for that. And you probably have to go back to Barry Bonds in that era, Sosa, McGuire, where it's like you had to stop what you were doing and watch their at-bats. I would tell you that, we've seen great players, the Pujolses, the Miguel Cabreras, the Mike Trouts, like we went through that era. But none of those players were superstars anywhere near the level of what you see with Ohtani, who's a worldwide superstar. And that's what makes it very unique. He's the type of guy that if he's up at the plate or he's pitching, you can't help but watch him. And that doesn't hurt to have that guy in the World Series too. I think the game, for as much as the games were just really good, so everybody wanted to watch, having that guy associated in those games was a big deal too.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, by the way, Orestes Destrade is going to join us at the end. We'll talk a little bit more baseball, and we'll talk Rays as well. When we come back, we have disagreements in the chat. These guys are getting mad at each other. I will not have this.
About the Bucks.
Be respectful. Be respectful. All of you, Mr. King, Bucks Basement, I'm talking to you. No name calling in my chat, Petermans. We keep this respectful, all right? I love the passion, but let's keep it respectful, all right? Quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk some Bucks, and we're going to get to all the comments. I promise you we will. By the great folks at Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. Great folks over there. They will shop all your insurance needs around and save you money, give you great customer service, whether it's business insurance, which you need, homeowners insurance, rates are coming down, autos insurance, getting rebates, and rates are coming down, so let them do all the work. You get all the money. Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. Back in 3. The holidays are coming up, and the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler. Discover the ultimate jewelry superstore with the largest selection of diamonds, engagement rings, and fine jewelry all under one roof. Don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. And as your relationship grows, so can your diamond with the Golden Diamond Source. Trade up at any time. You get 100% of its value when you come back to trade up. And why don't you get a head start on your holiday shopping? With the Golden Diamond Source's unbeatable low pricing and financing options, you can get 5 years, 0%, and make this holiday season truly memorable. The Golden Diamond Source takes pride in offering only natural diamonds formed over billions of years by the Earth's incredible forces. If it's real love, get a real diamond. Shop online anytime at goldendiamond.com or stop by their showroom and tell them JP sent you at 3800 Almaton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com. Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. JP here for the Jeeves Law Group and my man Scott Jeeves, who lives right here and has long been a highly respected member of our community. He's a proud sponsor of the Tampa Riverwalk. Jeeves Law Group is also a proud sponsor of our Grand Central District in St. Pete and has neighborhood events throughout the year. He has an office on Central Avenue in St. Pete and one on South Howard in Tampa. You can't get more local than that. So when you need an attorney, you're going to hire some huge firm that advertises all over the state or the one that supports your favorite sports show. It's the Jeeves Law Group. We're local, we're trusted, and we get results. For personal injury and personal attention, call us for a free case evaluation. That's 888-9-JEEVES. That's 888-9-JEEVES. With this record heat in Tampa Bay, you better have your AC unit running at peak efficiency. Third Generation Plumbing installs the best American standard AC units. Our split systems offer the highest efficiency available while reducing energy bills and maximizing comfort. That's why Third Generation Plumbing trusts American standard air conditioning, built to last, made to perform. Whether it's a new install or an emergency repair, our family-owned team brings 3 generations of trusted service to your home, now with the unmatched reliability of American standard. Plumbing or cooling, we've got Tampa covered. Call Third Generation Plumbing today, 813-961-8024, or go to thirdgenerationplumbing.com. And we also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here as we roll on, and it is time to get your health insurance for next year. Don'tGoUncovered.com is where you go. Time for open enrollment, right? So if you're looking for some cheaper insurance, and why wouldn't you be? 800-669-1505. 800-669-1505. That's Don'tGoUncovered.com. That's the website if you want to go there. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the ones that's right for you. I called 5 years ago, and I've been dealing with them ever since. I have full health coverage through Florida Blue, 0 monthly premium. It's a free call while you go uncovered. Is a huge risk. Do not go uncovered. 800-669-1505 is where to go. Man, I watched a documentary last night called Thank You, Dr. Fauci. All the stuff we've known for a long, long time, but the fact that dude is walking free is amazing. That his crimes against humanity go back so far, and for some reason, that dude is still walking free. But get some health insurance. You're going to need it in the upcoming years. All right, Sergio Biltris is in here. Oh, okay. This is getting out of hand. I got to get to what is the genesis of this going on in our chat here today? You guys going at each other
in the chat here.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like it's
Buck's Basement start this.
I'm trying to find here it was. Buck's Basement started with, hopefully, if we don't make a move, JP and other media rightfully rip apart Jason Like, bring up his awful drafting for edge rusher while he says how excited he is about Braswell. He continues, teams are getting better. Teams are getting better. A team with the same record as us just got pass rush depth, which we need. What does Like do for us? Keep his hands in pockets. Ridiculous. He continues. Can't wait for it in the most crucial moment of an important game, Dennis, to blow his coverage like he's been doing all season. Worst coverage linebacker in the NFL this year.
All right, Bugs Basement, calm down. Calm down. The trade deadline is tomorrow. So let's see what the Bucs do. The Dolphins are in a fire sale mode, it looks like. So Chubb may be available, but I've heard that they're looking for a first-round pick for that. Come on, get out of here.
He doesn't move the needle. He's cooked. He's cooked.
Jermaine Phillips. I'm sorry.
Jalen Phillips.
Jalen Phillips, not Jermaine. He's out there. There's inside linebacker help to be had.
Well,
Maybe they go for a wide receiver.
Jalen Phillips just got traded to the Eagles this morning, so that's what he was
Oh,
talking
is he
about.
gone? Oh,
Yes,
he's
the
already
Eagles,
gone.
The Eagles
For what?
acquired a 3rd round pick. The Eagles got him for. But I'm not saying Jalen Phillips is a bad player, but Jalen Phillips has had 2 major injuries, man.
I know, but it's not like you're signing him to a long-term deal. He's healthy right now. He's playing. Yeah, I think that would have been an addition that the Bucs could use.
I mean, sure,
absolutely, 100. You're not finding. I'm telling you that you could use this year and the opportunity that you. So I don't want to bust on Jason Light right now. Let's wait till the trade deadline is done, and if they do nothing, and we get all the information, then we can make a educated take on this. But Bucs basement, I think I would calm down. Let's wait to see what happens. And if nothing happens, and then we'll go. Then we'll see. But I've said many, many times, they are primed to make a move, and they should make a move. Maybe multiple.
But I'm only concerned with the Bucs potentially getting a linebacker, because I will agree with his last point. I do not like the idea of going out the rest of the season with Servassier Dennis, and especially look at the NFC. The NFC, I mean, there's a couple 5-3 teams who, if the playoffs started today, are not even in the playoffs. That's how deep the NFC is right now with the crop of teams you have. So you're competing against a lot. So if you feel like you got the squad, and as we sit here today, the Bucs are the number 2 seed in the NFC. Philly's number 1 because they beat you, but you're right there, obviously. Servassier Dennis is just not good enough, and there's got to be a solution out there at linebacker that you can upgrade. And the other position that I would upgrade, if I could, is without a shadow of a doubt, I would try to get an interior offensive lineman, because from what I've seen, I'm not putting my faith into the Luke Haggards, the Michael Jordans, the Dan Feeneys of the world. Like that, to me, especially with the way Barton is playing at center and how he's just getting bullied every game right now, and literally getting thrown back on his ass. And I heard the thing about, well, why don't they put Bredesen back at center? Bredesen has played center a lot in this league. He played well at center to start the season. Put Barton at left guard. Sounds like the Bucs have no interest in doing that. So
I don't like that idea. I think, first of all, Luke Gedeke, I sit here, I think he's coming back. We don't know. Jalen McMillan now has a fractured neck, we're told. We don't know if he's coming back. I would say there is a need for a wide receiver. There's a need for an inside linebacker. There's a need for a edge rusher, depth, because I think Anthony Nelson's a pretty damn good player, and he needs to get more touches, and Hassan Reddick's coming back. But I would say interior lineman, as much as I would like one, you're not going to find one. You're not going to find a good one, and you're going to have to overpay. But
I think there's a really good one sitting in Tennessee right now who is just criminally wasting his final good years in Tennessee, and that's Kevin Zeitler. Kevin Zeitler. He is a very.
What's it going to cost to get him?
I don't think it's going to cost a lot at all. He's like 32, 33 years old right now. Like, I don't think it's going to be something crazy. Give a 4th, 5th round pick swap or whatever. Like,
well, if that's the deal, yeah. Any of those deals, I think you have a great opportunity here. I can't underscore this enough. You're 6-2. You've got a very manageable schedule coming up. If you've drafted well, and I think this is key. You've drafted well the last 3 years. So this is a moment when you can use some mid-round draft picks to buttress your team to win a Super Bowl when you have an opportunity to. Unless Jason Light knows something that we don't, that Baker's more banged up than we know, that, there's and just feels that the wide receiver core is so banged up that nobody's coming back. I don't know. But to me, there's an opportunity here to add a wide receiver, because if Ibuka goes down, you're screwed. You're screwed. So to me, inside linebacker, edge rusher, wide receiver, those are all things that you could add guys with mid-round or pick swaps that are going to help you right now. So go do it. Make the moves. Let's go. You got the cap room to absorb some salary. So, yeah, I agree.
I think the only move Jason Licht's made. I think the only move Jason Licht's made in season since he's been the GM was Steve McClendon. in 2020, and that was basically just because Vita went down.
And what happened?
So
it was an obvious need.
They won a Super Bowl.
They won a Super Bowl. And McClendon played well, if I recall correctly. He plugged the gap.
Solid.
Yeah. Bucks Basement says 3-game losing streak is not coming for the Bucks. Pats looked awful yesterday. They're tremendously overrated. We'll see. Patriots coming in next week.
I don't know if they're overrated.
Now, Mr. King says, sorry, dude. The way the offense played in the last 2 games, they might drop 4 straight. Oh! Listen, the offense has been less than, and I do believe it is because the Lions, and I asked Baker this last week. I said, they spied you, they must rush you, they kept you in the pocket. He's like, yeah, it's and that's not something teams have done. They have not spied Baker, but I think it's smart because he makes a lot of plays out of the pocket, and they're going to have to adjust to that. Because if the guys aren't getting open and they're keeping Baker in the pocket and you don't have guys winning quickly as wide receivers in man coverage, what are you going to do? Well, and you're not running the ball with the efficiency that you ran it early on. I am concerned about the offense.
Baker's got to play better, though. I think Baker's injured, and that's part of it. But he's got to find it in him to play better because it's not like there's not an issue on this team of guys getting open. Emeka Egbuka, everybody's looking at Ibuka's stat lines. Everybody's looking at Ibuka's stat lines over the past 3 weeks, and they're like, "Oh, the regression is here." Emeka Egbuka is getting open, man. Baker's not finding them.
Listen, I'm watching the all 22, and these guys aren't separating it with the speed that they need to. Okay, Baker's getting rushed up the middle. He's getting pressure up the middle. As a smaller quarterback, he can't operate in a tight pocket like that all the time.
And
so they've got to find a way.
Clearly,
yeah. And they've got to find a way to, and I think this is something that you'll see a lot more at all the self-scouting that went on this week. I think Grizzard's going to see that they're getting this type of play. And how do you beat it? Screens to the outside, running back screens, middle screens, things like that to get the defensive line off the quarterback and just spread the field a little bit and get guys open. They'll have answers. But yeah, this is a good Patriots team. It's not, people line it up, like Mr. King here that they're, we're going to lose 4 in a row. I mean, come on now. Let's
but I'm not. I don't think. I mean, you should not look down on the. You not look past the Patriots. The Patriots are 7-2.
Don't look past them, but
the number 2 seed in the conference. No, I'm just saying, like, this is gonna be a very difficult game. Very difficult game for the Buccaneers. And Drake May's playing as well as anybody in the league right now. The vibes are high in New England. They did the Lord's work for the Bucs this weekend, by the way.
Yes, they did.
Atlanta. Yeah. Well, Atlanta took care of themselves, actually.
Sergio Beltran says, and rightly so, there are no free wins in the NFL. All you guys are arguing about free wins. There are no free wins. You just look at the schedule, and it's manageable, but you got to go out and play every week. Every freaking week. No, the Falcons aren't going to be a gimme. The Saints aren't going to be a gimme. There are no gimmies. Yeah, so you got to get better. And I think a way to get better is to get guys healthy, number one, including your quarterback. But if you can make some moves, make some moves. And this is time to do it. All right. Mr. King says, all in, good fun, JP. All right, everybody calm down. Sergio says, let's take it one game at a time and see what happens, guys. We can't be forecasting as we don't know. Let's focus on the Patriots, who's up next. Yeah, that's what all the argument is about. It's like free wins. There are no free wins. All right, let's go back to the top, by the way. I wanted to clear that stuff real quick. So, but yeah, I do want them to make money or make moves to make money. What else we got here? This is an interesting question. More Right Rudder says the ACC is just as deep as the SEC minus the environments where the games are being played. What do we say about that, Nick? At the top of the ACC, you got Georgia Tech, who just lost. I don't think the SEC is as dominant as it used to be. I'll say that. Texas A&M is a really good football team. Their quarterback is supremely talented. It reminds me a lot of Jaden Daniels, their quarterback. They look good. Their defense is good, and they're really well coached. I think the world of Elko. I think he's a really, really good football coach.
I think the ACC is like a really good collection. It's a collection of like I don't know, above average team, like a bunch of really above average teams, in my opinion, who all could beat anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are definitely some passengers in the conference for sure. The SEC, I know people don't like hearing this narrative, but like it is true. Like there's no, when you go play like South Carolina's 3-6 right now this year and 1-6 in the SEC, and that's not great. But South Carolina, every game they play, they're right there. They're within a player or two of winning the football game. Florida's right there, a player or two winning the football game. Auburn, for all of their shortcomings, has been right there. Arkansas's 2-7. Arkansas's taken these teams to overtime, man. Mississippi State, how many close calls have they had throughout this year? And they're at the bottom of the conference. So, yeah, I still don't think it's really a comparison. The ACC still has Stanford. They got UNC, who is getting better. Syracuse, Boston College, Virginia Tech. The way Clemson is playing this year.
Really bad football teams.
Yeah, I still don't think it's a comparison.
Yeah. Who are there other moves that were made today? Rick says the Eagles took the linebacker from Miami. Is that Phillips? Okay. Is that the one we're talking about?
Yeah.
Rick says, I'm headed to the beach today to celebrate my wife's birthday. Nice. Day drinking on the beach in November. Have a great show, boys. Oh, jealous. Very nicely done. Sergio says Light's not going to do anything. Christopher Cole says Packers run defense is awful. How did the Panthers win yesterday? Rico Dowdle for 132. By the way, I had the Panthers plus 13.5. Pick of the day. That was nice.
The Packers offense is, the epitome of hot and cold every game. Jordan Love, I don't know if you watched any of that yesterday. Jordan Love made like 2 or 3 throws that are in like the running for like the worst throw attempts I've ever seen in my life. Very bizarre. And Tucker Kraft just tore his ACL, which breaks my heart because I acquired him in fantasy.
Such a good year.
I acquired him in fantasy the week prior, and of course he tore his ACL. But football suffers because that dude is an absolute beast at tight end. But that's a huge deal for the Packers, who are already without Jaden Reed. Yeah. And you're getting inconsistent play from Jordan Love right now. So the Packers have lost to the Browns, they lost to the Panthers, and they tied with the Cowboys. There's your right there. No free wins in the NFL.
And I see people anointing him, Jordan Love, and anointing the Packers all over. And I've been very steadfast as that they have not showed me anything, any consistency of.
They haven't
dominance.
played up to their potential. They have the players, but they're not. It's not coming together as well as it should. I think
Christopher Cole says Falcons are not passing the Panthers, much less the Bucks. The Falcons are a mess. I just can't figure them out. They've got talent.
I mean,
their coaching.
Did you see how they lost that game yesterday?
Missed an extra point, right?
Yeah, they missed an extra point after Drake London makes an incredible catch, and he had 3 touchdowns yesterday. I think for Drake London, he was insane for the Falcons. But yeah, they're not well coached at all. Bijan Robinson has had less than 20 carries in a football game. I think 5 consecutive games, and he had 12 yesterday. I mean, that's as malpractice as it gets for an offensive
touches or carries. I mean, both
carries.
Okay.
I still think 12 carries for Bijan Robinson.
6 passes a game at least. You get him in the open. Nobody can tackle him in the open fild. What are they doing?
But I was told that the Falcons were among the NFL's elite. Remember that? That's what I've been told.
Yeah.
No,
not so much. Nathan Elliott says the Green Bay Packers are the Cowboys, all offense, part-time defense, all hype. Christopher Cole says it looks like the Cubs are going cheap too. Really? They pack Wrigley Field every single game. That's crazy. Lonnie, is that true? Are the Cubs going cheap? They're not going to sign Tucker, it looks like. And they gave away Cam Smith for him and others. James says that catch by Pajas was off the charts. It was. I mean, he came out of nowhere. I mean, if you're a Toronto fan, like you're already celebrating. It's over. It's over. Whew, not so fast, my friend. Lonnie Wilkins says, hey, at least CM Punk is heavyweight champ, Nick. Is that true? Did that happen?
I guess so. I got to be honest. The wrestling world has not exactly been fantastic in the year 2025. I've been pretty checked out.
Really?
Kind of sad. But it's kind of sad, yeah. But it's where I'm at.
Right. Okay. What else we got here? All right. Let's Most of this is just arguing about wins. Let's see. Buck Space says Patriots also lost Christian Gonzalez and Keyshawn Booty during the game. Booty was had been their entire offense and May's most reliable target. I did not know that. Wow. Those are two big hits there. Big time hits. Mr. King says Bowles is 1-2 off a bye in Tampa, though. Interesting. I'll be honest with you. I did not like the whole week off for the players. Like, not even, like, I don't know about that.
I don't know. As banged up as they are.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying you bring them in to put them in pads, but
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to question anything much that they're doing right now. But I just think in general for the Bucs looking to this week, I think to me the two most impactful players that you can get back at this juncture is Gedeke first at right tackle, and then I think Bucky. I think we've undersold the impact of Bucky in this offense. Like Rashad's been he's been putting a shift in, dirty work, all that stuff. But Bucky's explosiveness, especially as a pass catcher, his breaking tackle, his yak ability. That stuff is missing right now. So to me, Gedeke and Bucky is the two guys I think you want back. As
transforms your complete offense there. Nathan Elliott says, hey, at Bucks Basement, Jason Light started as an aggressive GM, and where did that get him? Losing records, great players drafted, and a lot of free agent busts. He plays it safe now, and it's improving the Buccaneer culture. That's true. That's all true. But in this moment, you got to be, I think, aggressive. Now is the time to be aggressive. Zach Jarvis says he has a point. Laughing. Good to see you in here, Zach. Sergio says, Nathan, I agree. I don't want to give up draft picks either, but at the same time, I don't see us going far with the middle linebackers we have currently and edge rushers. We have an aging David, and Dennis is not great. I agree with that. Again, patience is great, and I think that's helped Jason develop as a GM, but now's the time to be aggressive. I'll be surprised if he doesn't make a move tomorrow. I'll be surprised. But it depends on the deal, too. You don't want to do stupid stuff. Lee Encinosa says the Bucs' annual slide will be the next 3 weeks. They could win a Super Bowl if everyone was healthy. Injuries will derail them this year. To be seen. Mike H. says the Blue Jays are the only team that had a chance to beat the Dodgers. The Jays were so close. Let's just be honest. They should have won. But it's not like the Jays are a low-spending team. They're fifth. $250 million plus a year.
No, but they became the sentimental favorite, even though they were a Canadian team too. I think everybody was pretty much rooting for them to get that done. But you know what? Vladdy Guerrero Jr. tempted fate when he wore an Austin Matthews jersey to Game 1 of the World Series, and maybe that was the
curse of death
thing. Yeah, I think that might have been the kiss of death back in Game 1. Might have been.
All right, real quick before we hit the break, Lightning win yesterday, 4-2 in Utah. The Mammoth were the hottest team in hockey for a while, and they got a good young team, and we saw it early on in the game. They are fast, and they go fast, and they take advantage of your mistakes. And that first goal, was it Lawson Krause? That was a great, that guy's some speed up the middle. They get the turnover and boom, they're gone. But Jonas Johansson was fantastic yesterday, guys. And I think this is a huge key. And I was like, wait, Johansson starting today to start the road trip? They've been off for 3 or 4 days. And, they said after a flight, afternoon game, maybe you give Vasi a break here. I think this is more about how good Johansson is playing. And I think it's a sign from Cooper that the days of Vasi kind of naming his schedule may be over. And I think that's good. I think Vasilevsky knows it. Remember he said in the offseason, as he's gotten older, he's realized that he doesn't recover as fast as he used to. And he's starting to feel some more aches and pains. So yeah, I don't need Andre Vasilevsky playing 70 games a season. And if Johansson's gonna play like this, and more importantly, if the Lightning are going to play this well in front of him, which I think has been a problem the last couple of years that he's been the backup, it feels like every game he was in, the Lightning would put forth their worst defensive effort, and it was a shame. But they're playing much better in front of him. When he has to make the saves, he makes the saves. It's really that simple. And yeah, that's a big win. Utah has been a really, really strong team this year.
Were undefeated at home coming into that game, so it's been a tough building to play in. And the Lightning, again, it's just they're continuing to. I mean, this entire win streak, they flipped the script where all of a sudden they're out shooting teams, they're limiting high scoring chances. The power play is still a piece of work, and something they got to get figured out. But yeah, 5 in a row, the Lightning have won. Just like that, they're occupying a playoff spot. The sky's not falling, and the Atlantic Division is still right in the thick of it. So
the Gord Lilleberg back to Gord goal was, I didn't see that one coming. And that Gord Holmberg line has been absolutely tremendous. It's with Gergensons, they are, they're starting every game and they're coming out and they're just keeping it in their end. They're the forecheck is relentless. It is it's been a huge deal for them. So that line's been great. They've they're doing this 5-game win streak, and Kucherov and Point, and they really haven't gotten going. Sorelli's leading them now. He got another big goal yesterday on a one-timer. Yeah, 7 goals. Gensel with a beautiful skate around the back goal, and then it knocked it right off their goalie of Vemelka. It was really, I thought he was good last night as well, or yesterday. It was 3-2 in the third, and the Lightning just locked it down. And they've been doing this, and they've just been locking it down like they used to do. I think they're playing really, really good hockey. And I'll go back to what Brian Bradley said. He said, listen, this early on in the season, these guys just didn't have their legs. He thought they were out of shape, and they didn't have their legs. And now that they've gotten their legs and they've kind of gotten that fourth line going, they're tough to beat.
Well, I used the word energy. They needed more energy. And Dominic James, I think that young man deserves a lot of credit. Yep. I think I just called him a young man. I think he's the same age as me. Actually, Dominic James might actually be older. But no, Dominic James has been just an energy, just all personified. And I hope that first goal is coming for him soon. And then Dasto, unreal. Dasto.
Charles Edouard Dasto.
He's so confident on the puck. Yeah. I think that's the thing. It's like he doesn't look scared by the moment or intimidated by anything. He's just so confident. A lot of guys come into the league and they're very timid. They don't want to make a mistake. No, not this guy. To me, those two guys, ever since they've been inserted into the lineup, you've seen the difference. It's not just them, but to your point, we've seen Kucherov's averaging a point a game. Kucherov usually averages like 1.4 or 5 points per game. This is not even by his standards. This is low. Braden Point's got 2 goals on the season. Bjorkstrand, by the way, scored on opening night. Hasn't done anything since. And Hagel, though, is on a 4-game goal streak.
It's coming too from those guys. Those guys are not going to be held off the score sheet. Point had at least 2 or 3 glorious chances yesterday and could not bury it. He's gripping the stick a little, but they'll all come. And that's the good. They're winning. They won 5 games in a row, and their best players aren't their best players right now.
Yeah, and that's no power play.
And no power play. So I'm not worried about the Lightning at all. All right, couple other comments coming in. Too many. Nathan says too many injuries to win a Super Bowl. Don't expect Godwin, McMillan, Evans, Irving, or Gedeke to return and play at a Pro Bowl level needed to win a Super Bowl. Well, listen, Nathan, if those guys don't come back, you're right. And if they don't make any moves, it may tell you that all these guys aren't coming back, and Light doesn't think this team has a chance to do anything. So, which would be tough to swallow, but if those guys aren't coming back, listen, a lot of these moves, though, are not like you're giving up premium draft picks. We're not saying go out and give away a 1 or a 2 or, 2 1s for no, we're not saying that. Go do these mid-round. You're seeing good players move for 3rd-round picks and pick swaps. So, look at what the Eagles are doing. They added Jair Alexander, right? I know he's not what he used to be, but they've added 2 defensive backs to shore up. And listen, they're not going out and getting great players, but they know what they have, and these guys they feel are better than what they have, and they're veteran players. So I don't know. Howie Roseman's no idiot, and he's making moves.
Yeah, and also too, it's easy for us to talk about go make a deal, win a Super Bowl, this stuff, try to go for it. And like you said, though, we don't really know the injury situations on these guys. The Bucks don't give you much insight on these injuries. And as we just learned, all of a sudden Todd Bowles just tells Rick Stroud, like, oh yeah, he's got a fractured neck, Jalen McMillan. Like, did anybody know that he had a fractured neck? I don't recall that being said, but we just find that out. And does that sound like somebody who's returning? Not really.
Nope.
So not really counting on Jalen McMillan, a part of this equation at all. But I don't know about Gedeke. Don't know about Bucky. I don't have a good feeling about Chris Godwin, if I'm being completely honest with you. I haven't even said his name, honestly, factoring this in because I just don't have a good feeling about it.
Yeah. Interesting stuff, to be sure. Any other developments in the NFL that we need to hit on here? By the way,
last night, this game was, you could turn it off after the first quarter because it was a blowout, but the Seattle-Washington game. But I woke up this morning, I fell asleep before it ended, and I saw the Jaden Daniels injury. Gruesome, very gruesome. His non-throwing arm bent completely back. I don't know what that is. It doesn't look like something you're going to come back this season and play through. So that sucks. Yeah. And the Commanders, as I said in the offseason, obvious regression candidate. They're the oldest roster in the league. They have no athleticism on defense, and they're injured all over the place. So you get what you get. And now Jaden Daniels it's so eerily similar. Did you know RG3, when he got hurt in his second season, it was against Seattle, and it was on the same play. It was on the same part of the field, the same yard line as Jaden Daniels' injury.
Awful.
I mean, it's almost eerily similar, awful. The two of them. So
that is no good. Real quick though, the Bills-Chiefs game did not disappoint.
Never does.
Never does. I mean, the Chiefs are really good with Rashee Rice. They're really, really good. But the Bills aren't going away. The Bills are not going away. But the Chiefs do look like, even though the Bills won the game, I'm like, the Chiefs scare me.
Well, the Bills have been able to get over the Chiefs in the regular season, but we know when this matters. I know the Chiefs. Everybody's going to say, "Well, the Chiefs aren't in the playoffs, right?" The Chiefs are going to be there. They're going to figure out a way to get to 10 wins, and they're going to get in the playoffs, and it's going to run through them, like it always does.
Seahawks win 38-14, as you mentioned. We didn't talk about the Seahawks. They're good, and Sam Darnold's
the MVP.
I know, right? Hard to say. Jacksonville gets a 68-yard field goal from Cam Little, the longest in history, although Chase still owns the outdoor record, right? Jacksonville wins 30-29 in overtime as Liam goes for two. Is that how that game ended? I'm trying to remember now. But Cam Little kicked a 68-yarder, and Jacksonville is a winner yesterday. Buffalo beat Kansas City 28-22. The Rams beat New Orleans. The Rams might be the best team in the NFC. Maybe.
Yeah. The Saints had the ball for 16 minutes in that game, which is the 13th lowest time of possession in the history of the NFL for a team in a football game.
Not good. Yeah. Tyler Shook debut, not great. The Bears beat the freaking Bengals 47-42. What can you say about the Bengals defense?
The Bengals are 7-8 in the last 2 years when they've scored 25 plus points. Yes, that is a real stat, and it's hard to believe. But this is back-to-back games. The Bengals have scored, I think, 38 points, and they lost to the Jets. And then they score that many points against the Bears, and they still find a way to lose. And the way they lose is like the most demoralizing way. It's how it always is. And after the game, their players, none of the defensive players wanted to talk to the media, so they're hiding. The offensive players, very frustrated and outspoken about how they just can't make one stop. But again, that's what you get when you build a team the way that the Bengals have, and you have nothing. You have literally nothing on defense. You fired Lou Anarumo, by the way, and let him go to Indianapolis. And until yesterday, having a pretty damn good season over there in Indy. And you have Al Golden, and he doesn't look like he's going to be long for Cincinnati. So,
no.
There you go.
The Broncos beat the Texans 18-15 on a last-second field goal. C.J. Stroud goes out with a concussion in the first half.
Game was gross.
Yeah. Patrick Surtain, torn pectoral injury or a pectoral injury. That's not good for them. But the Broncos are 7-2, and they look pretty damn good. Carolina beats Green Bay 16-13. This was although I did have the Panthers were 13.5-point underdogs in this game. And that was a nice win. 4-game winning streak with Bryce Young. He came back, although he only threw for like 100 yards, but they did it on the ground. Rico Dowdle, 130 yards. As Nathan said in the chat, Micah Parsons doesn't like playing the run. The Packers just don't impress me. Everybody wants to crown them, and I just don't see it. The Vikings beat the Lions 27-24 on J.J. McCarthy's return. You see that coming? I did not.
No, but JJ doesn't look aesthetically pleasing, I guess is the way to put it, when you watch JJ McCarthy play quarterback, but he finds a way to dig deep, and there's something about the fact that the guy just doesn't really lose football games his entire football career. And I don't know, just having him out there, it seems like it gives the offense a little bit more belief. I mean, when you're comparing yourself to Carson Wentz, especially the injured version of Carson Wentz that the Vikings were trotting out there, it's a little bit different. But yeah, JJ McCarthy, for all the noise around him, is he ready? Is he not? I mean, well, yeah, it wasn't like a superstar performance by any means, but good enough for them.
And good for the Bucks. All right, we'll take a quick break, and Orestes Destrade is here. We'll hit the World Series one more time with a little bit more passion here, because I know was just he was texting me during the game. It's like, this is insane. Quick break. Back with Orestes Destrade as we talk World Series and a little bit of Rays as well. Stay with us. JP here for Riveters, the official sports bar and grill of the JP Peterson Show. We're located just south of Ray J and Steinbrenner Field, so it's a great pre- and post-game spot, and the happy hour is amazing. Monday through Friday, 3 to 7. Check out these specials. $3 Bud Light drafts, $4 domestic bottles, $5 wells, $6 premium wells, $6 cocktails like margaritas. It's unheard of. And the Riveters food is freshly made daily. No freezers. Happy hour food specials include $3.50 tacos and barbecue sliders. $6 you get edamame or chips with the beer cheese, which is amazing. $8 buffalo chicken dip, my favorite. The truffle fries, chili cheese fries, also $8 at happy hour. As well as other specials throughout the week, including Taco Tuesdays, you get $3 tacos, and Wing Wednesdays, 7 o'clock to 1 a.m. in the morning, you get our amazing wings, 5 for $5 and $5 wells and wines. That's a good Wednesday night. So if you're tired of the preppy, overpriced, generic sports bars, come see the amazing, friendly bartenders and staff at Riveters, where customer service really matters. Riveters, just south of where the Rays and Bucks play. We'll see you there. Experience the art of driving at Genesis of Tampa, where luxury meets innovation and every detail is crafted for you. From the bold G70 to the refined GV80, Genesis delivers power, elegance, and technology years ahead of its time. Book service online, and our Genesis Experience advisors will pick you up and drop off your vehicle. If available, you can enjoy a courtesy car while yours gets a complimentary interior vacuum plus a generous offer for your trade. Every new Genesis comes with the Miracle Advantage Plan, 10 years or 250,000 miles of powertrain warranty and 4 years of complimentary maintenance. Visit us at 801 East Bears Avenue or online at genesisoftampa.com. Genesis of Tampa, luxury redefined. Italiano Insurance would like to congratulate the Bucks on their 50th anniversary season. And you know what? We've been here for every season and then some, over 60 years in business. We've seen some smart coaches with great game plans, but if you don't have flood insurance or business insurance, that's a terrible game plan. That could ruin you financially. You don't want to take that L. So call 813-877-7799 and let their friendly agents quarterback your insurance and save you big money. Italiano also sponsors our FSU report every week, so go Noles. 813-877-7799 or go to italianoinsurance.com. JP here for my friend Jason Fawcett, owner of On-Site Construction. They do residential and commercial renovations and new construction. As a leading home builder and general contractor, On-Site Construction prides itself on transforming homes through superior craftsmanship, dedication to client vision, and an unmatched commitment to quality and service. It's about building relationships. We take the time to understand our clients' needs, preferences, and budgets so that we can deliver a personalized experience tailored to their unique vision. From the initial designs to the final touches, we're there every step of the way, ensuring that the end result mirrors your vision. Here are some testimonials from happy customers. G. Gibson says, no hidden costs, very honest, reliable, creative, and communicates well. Reasonable and fair with their pricing, no hidden costs. C. Smith said, did not disappoint. I'm very happy with the work. This company really cares and will take care of it. So if you're just thinking about building or renovating, give us a call and let's see what's possible. 813-579-5789 or check out our website at onsiteconstructionfl.com. Are you having legal issues with a business partner or other legal business issues? The attorneys at Walters, Levine, and DeGrave can help. Call 800-616-0384 for a free consultation. At Walters, Levine, and DeGrave, we've redefined what a law firm can be with top-tier attorneys, personal service, and 26 years of success. From business law to civil litigation, we deliver smart, client-focused solutions. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave recently won a $6.4 million jury verdict from a large real estate developer, and they can win for you too. Walters, Levine, and DeGrave. Let's solve it together. Not attorney spokesman. For a free consultation, call 800-616-0384 or go to walterslevine.com. Offices Tampa, Sarasota.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by Bay Area Modern Medical Center. BAMMC.com is where you go to get your concierge medical doctor, Chris Lugo. He is mine. He should be yours because your primary care physician is not looking out for you. It's your insurance company that he's looking out for. If you want someone to direct your health care, to get your blood work and go over it with you for an hour and a half, plus your workouts, your diet, your sleeping, all that, which is what you should do to stay healthy, it's Bay Area Modern Medical Center, BAMMC.com. Go to the website. Schedule a free consultation with Chris Lugo, and he will describe all of it. It's cheaper than you think, folks, but it's worth it. You got to have somebody who's a health advocate for you these days. BAMMC.com, Bay Area Modern Medical Center will get you right. All right. The man, the myth, Orestes Destrade. Nick is here. Nick Geddes. I'll turn that around so you can see that a little bit.
Yo, Nick.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, there you go.
Nick, how you doing, buddy?
Got to work your own mic these days.
I'm good. How are you doing, sir?
I gotta deal with this guy over here to my left, buddy.
That's why I don't. That's why I don't go into the studio. I stay here in my own home.
Dude. Yeah, you just stay there and
Smart.
Do your thing because I got to deal with the big bear.
We were talking earlier about this World Series, but I couldn't wait to get you in here. I mean, you've played the game at the highest level, won the championships in Japan, and the drama when all of this is on the line. I can't imagine what you feel like on the field,
right,
when it's like this. I mean, who was it? Was Rojas who made the play to get Connor Falefa, which we'll talk about. I'll never forget that cutaway shot that they had of him afterwards. He was like, he was like distraught, like the pressure.
Well,
I made the play,
not just
to save
pressure,
the World
but
Series.
He actually fell back.
So
he caught it, fell back. I mean, an incredible. Today we'll talk about that later, but they announced the Gold Glove. Talk about a Gold Glove play.
Oh,
he had multiple Gold Glove plays. By the way, he had the game closing double play. That people don't realize that the real saving play there wasn't so much Kike Hernandez. Kike's play where he really kind of made the difference was in
Game 6.
In Game 6.
Yeah.
He opted to. He read that listen, with Jimenez, I should be playing deeper. I'm not going to play deep, and he played in and he played shallower. He was able to make that play. By the way, only a former infielder or an actual, because Kike Hernandez is really an infielder turned outfielder. So if you see that play. Rarely does an outfielder have enough foresight to catch and throw almost on the run, while he's running and throwing like that. That's an infielder play.
Yeah, good point.
In fact, very similar to the game ending of the World Series in Mookie Betts, catches it, tags, throws to first. But the pick that Miguel Rojas made was just outstanding. It kind of came behind him. I was a first baseman for 15 years, and I had a lot of those in-between hops where you can't go get it because it would bounce off you. So you have to play it back. So he played that
so hard to
back.
do in that
so
moment.
hard to do in that moment. Then he has to play that it takes him back because the infield there is a little rough and takes weird hops in Toronto. So makes the play, and he's just like, holy cow. We'll talk about, IKA and the glaring mistake that he made. But overall,
which, by the way, we're going to do a whole hour on
Yeah.
this, by the way. The Orestes Destrade, the Big O show. After this show, starting at 12:30 live on all these channels here. So if you guys want to, we are going to break it down. We'll give you a little taste of it right now.
Yeah.
But we're going to do the whole thing and talk some Rays and all that. That's 12:30 to 1:30. So continue on that.
Well, what I was going to say is, I was fortunate enough that in the 90s I played, again, it doesn't compare to the major leagues. I never say it does, but it is at a pretty high level.
It's a big deal.
Well,
the Japanese World Series.
As evident by who was the MVP? A Japanese player.
Yeah.
Who was the greatest player in the game? A Japanese player. Who was a standout rookie Roki? Sasaki.
Yeah.
So the Japanese players are and who has the defending, WBC. So fundamental baseball is played in Japan. Great baseball is played over there. And I was fortunate enough to win back-to-back Japan series titles, 90, 91, 92. 91 and 92, we won in 7 games twice. Yeah. So
what is that pressure like?
Well, crazy, because we had the third one, hands down won. In fact, I had probably my second MVP of a series looking like it was in my grasp. And I had already hit 3 home runs in that series. And I hit a ball that ended up getting caught at the warning track in the bottom of the 11th. Bottom of the 10th.
Would have been a walk-off?
Would have been a walk-off series over. We would have won 4-1 series, right?
Uh-huh.
Instead, it's get caught. I had just homered to tie the game a few innings earlier, and it gets caught at the warning track. Their guy by the name of Ikeyama, their stud shortstop, hits a home run in the top of the 11th. We lose that game. Now it's 3-2. We go back to Tokyo, and they hit a walk-off grand slam, pinch hit grand slam.
To win game 6.
To win, like a Barger type thing.
Oh,
to
my
win
God.
game 6. I remember being at first base, and I'm like, we're going to game 7, guys, here. And they had home field advantage for 6 and 7. So their crowd was 50,000 people were going crazy.
My God.
So we come back in, and we had that type of a team, very similar to what the Dodgers.
So it's a very similar situation.
Yeah, in the sense that we're trying to three-peat, you know. So that's where I can relate. And the relationship is that we came in and walked in game 7 after being devastated with a walk-off like that in game 6. And we still felt like on the road that it was still our game to win, right? And a dramatic game 7 over there, nothing like what this was Saturday night. It was a good game. We ended up winning by 1 run on a sac fly that I scored actually from third. And but it was a tight game, but not the drama. We just kind of held on. We had our best pitcher on the mound. I tell you what, the one thing about baseball I will say, and I think this series, this postseason, but mainly this World Series, JP, brought back a lot of fans. The ones that that are watching it fell back in love with baseball. The ones that weren't even watching it, because of the advent of social media, were able to kind of now follow it in these last couple of days, last 48 hours, to realize what arguably is the greatest Game 7, greatest World Series of all time, and the nuances. The one thing I want to bring up, because obviously we're in a football frenzy, environment, in the United States, deservedly so. College football is at a peak right now. A lot of parity, a lot of excitement. NFL the same. But the game of baseball, I will tell you, the one thing that I found to be really cool about this weekend's games, it's all the other sports. JP, you tell me, man, you've played them. There's a frenetic kind of event once the ball goes in play.
Yeah.
When you hike, there's frenetic plays because you have offense and defense going at each other.
Right.
In hockey, in baseball, in football, in basketball. Baseball is the one sport that once the ball goes in play, then the defense has to do their magic, their thing, their error.
They have the ball, right?
They have the ball. The runners are running and doing their thing, or they hit a jack. But there's so much that you can physically see develop. It's hard to really see what a great job a DB does cutting off a play. They have to show it in the replay. And that's why the great announcers in football, the Romos, and
see it happening in real time.
They see it happening in real time.
Yeah.
Then they can diagram it for us and say, this guy came in here, this guy came here, that guy. But it's so hard. Baseball's the one where you can
see it all unfold. So we just for a couple of minutes that we got here, the key plays. I want you to talk about the Connor Falefa play there.
Yeah, that was a key play. I think people talk about Miguel Rojas' home run. Oh my God, what an incredible
Which
thing.
is incredible.
Which is, what a surprise. Yes, no doubt that's a surprise. But it does happen. You do get a ninth place hitter sometimes hit a. What shouldn't happen, or two things that are just anomalies. One was the ball getting stuck, on Barger's ground rule.
That's
double.
game 6.
That's game 6. That could have changed the whole game for them. They could have gone on. Then really the most key play of the whole series is Isaiah Falefa not taking a secondary lead as well as you should.
So 1 out, bases loaded.
1 out, bases loaded.
Infield in.
Infield is in. All 4 infielders.
Bottom of the ninth. Winning run on third.
Dalton Varsho is hitting, who is a pull ground ball hitter.
Right.
Like dead pull ground ball hitter. So Muncy is playing off the bag, because if Varsho is going to hit a ground ball to the left side, it's most likely going to be going between short and third,
right,
or too short.
So he's well off the bag.
Well off the bag.
And as a runner, you have to be at least equal to how far he's off the bag, because he's got to get back to it.
Dude, even if he was like halfway to equal.
Yes. Yeah.
Halfway to equal.
Yes.
Because if you watch it again, he's playing like almost short. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's over and in.
Yeah. So you, as a runner, you're looking, I'm at least that far off. So he should have been
base coach too.
He should have been at least five steps off the bag.
3 or 4 or 5 more steps off the bag.
Yes.
He was 2 steps off the bag. Why?
And moving towards.
Why? Because of the play the night before. Because Barger gets doubled up by the aforementioned Kiki Hernandez.
But that was a play to the outfield.
I know, but he didn't want to get doubled up right there. So that's the only reason that I can think that he decided to stay close. That staying close cost him, because it was a bang play at home.
Yeah, he was out by this much at home.
Like inches.
Yes.
Bro. Inches.
And if he doesn't slide,
that's another thing.
You can't slide there. There's no tag play.
You got to be smart enough to remember that there is no tag play. There's basically a play at first. How do runners run through? They run through first.
Because it's faster.
It's faster.
It's
you
proven.
Run through first. To some degree, I'd even say it's even faster or better to dive head first, because when you dive with your legs, it slows you down.
Your momentum is going backwards.
It's not only that, but invariably your leg hits and falls a split second.
Yeah.
And you're diving as you're flying through the air, like what Guerrero did in game, I believe game 6, where he kind of dove, tagged
and
with
tapped
hand.
it, but you're tapping.
You're tapping. Yeah.
Either way, he screwed that up.
He screwed that up.
And
the third base coach needed to say, "Hey, give me a little more. Give me a little more."
Yeah.
And it's just again the little nuances of baseball make you appreciate the sport for so many different things that have been able to be developed and unfold.
We're going to go through all the game 6, game 7, the series, how great it was.
Yamamoto. We're going to break down.
How about Dave Roberts and all the pitching changes? Like, bullpen, you can take the night off. We're bringing in all the
4 aces.
Yes.
He used all 4 starters in one game. That's never been
That's
done.
Not on the analytics sheet, is it?
That is not on the analytics sheet. But baseball, buddy.
And I love it. Baseball.
Well,
I mean, by the analytics.
They're not going to change in season, though. They're not.
I know, but this is the postseason.
This is the postseason, and that brings back the beauty of baseball.
Absolutely. All right, so the Big O coming up, 12:30 to 1:30, a Big O show. Thank you guys for joining us for the JP Peterson show. We appreciate you guys. Nick, great job. Any final comments from you, my friend? No, we don't. Thank you guys for joining us. We will see you in about